mama's gonna love this.
Beauties, and welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. If you are new to my channel, just go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your bells. So today is the first official episode of our new Slay series that you guys kept requesting, and it's called the Fall for Me series. Okay, so this is pretty much inspired by the fall season, and I decided to do a full series, maybe about 5 or 6 videos, and it's going to have different fall color looks. So for today, I decided to do a simple, basic, quick weave, and we're going to do some highlights of some fall colors with some blonde, some red, and some orange, okay? And as you can see, Nika is our model, y'all, and at the beginning of this video, I did go ahead and show you guys the braid pattern. So now I'm showing you guys how I put on my cap, sew it down, and prepare it for the quick weave. So as you can see, the braids is already braided, and we went ahead and applied both caps. And yes, guys, I use 2 stocking caps. I know some people use 1. Some people use 1 in the tissue paper. Some people use the tissue paper in both. But me personally, guys, I just use 2 of the stocking caps, and I just sew it down all around, that way it's secure. And the reason why I don't necessarily use tissue paper is because I'm not glue heavy. So I don't use too much glue or try to glue their hair on for dear life. That's just not me personally, y'all. But if you are more heavy-handed or glue heavy, then I would recommend that you use tissue paper in between the caps. But nevertheless, once I finish sewing down this cap all around, and I'm going to stitch the side of the braids where I did like the pull-up method for the braid down, and just stitch them down nicely just to make sure it's really flat on the sides. Then I will go ahead and cut off the extra cap. But before I cut that extra cap off, I am going to take my 30-second bonding glue and just trace it around the leave out area. That way I do not have to sew it down, and once I go ahead and spray this with spritz and blow it dry it off camera, it will be molded into place here in this top area, and then I can cut off the extra cap. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and let's get straight to it. So now that I have blow dried that cap, as you can see, the outline where I placed that bonding glue is now completely dry and molded. So as I'm cutting the cap around the leave out area, it's going to be in place. The cap is not going to roll down. It's going to stay put and give us the perfect like foundation prep for the quick weave. And I will show you guys exactly what it looks like in a few seconds. And here is the perfect preparation foundation for your side part quick weave. Nice, clean, neat, and ready to go. But before we get into the actual install, you guys, I am using pack hair today. I know you guys be like, oh, pack hair, yes. But today I'm using 3 packs of different pack hair, but they're all the same length. But for this section of the video, I am showing you that I'm using a pack hair from the brand Empire, and this is their 613 12-inch pack hair, and I will be coloring some of this pack hair to create the colors for our highlights in the bob. So I just took the whole pack, cut it in half, and then I cut half of that half into half again. So I'm basically using just like a quarter of the full pack, okay? And then once I get a quarter of that, I will also cut that in 3 parts. That way I can use the blonde to create the red, the orange, and also leave some for the regular blonde tone. But the first thing we're going to color is 1 part of that blonde, and we are using Sunrise Orange. It is watercolor method. It dyes literally in seconds. You don't need to wait no minutes. So as you can see, I just went ahead and filled up my sink with some hot water, just a little bit, and I poured that orange, just a little bit of that Sunrise Orange in there, and just dip that little piece. And trust me, y'all, it's a little piece, but it's all we're gonna need for the highlights. And now I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same thing fresh water, taking that Raging Red, pouring it in there, mixing it up, and then I'm going to take another piece of that blonde hair, dip it into there. And I did not shampoo the color out. I just simply rinsed it with cold water, and I will show you guys the final look of that color. And here is the color, so pretty, nice and bright. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump in straight into the install. Yes, I look dusty, y'all, but this ain't about me. So we have our blow dry pieces. We also have one pack of Next hair and another pack of Viso hair. Y'all, the reason why I got two different packs because the hair store I went to at that time did not have 2 packs of 12-inch. So this is 2 packs of 12. Like I mentioned, one from Bobbi Boss Viso, the other one is from Sensational. They're both 12-inch, and they're both the color one, which is basically like black, jet black. Because y'all know from the tape-ins video, I did go ahead and dye Nika hair black, so that's why we went with the black Quickweave. And for my bonding, I am using the Salons Pro 30-second glue with a combination of some Pump It Up spritz, and, you know, of course, I will be double wefting the pieces. Now, to double weft means that when you open up the pack, instead of you singling the tracks, you fold the whole pack of hair in half, and you will take the hair and measure it side to side using 2 wefts at a time. And once you get those wefts cut even, you will just place glue on both of those tracks, and just make sure you place one track on top of the other, not on top, but like a little, you know, a few little centimeters, millimeters, whatever you want to call it, above the next track, and you just want to place it down nice and flat. And honestly, when you do double wefting with your quick weaves, it allows you to add more hair into your install and make it nice and full, okay? So yes, my quick weaves take probably, like, depending on the style, 30 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour, depending on, like I mentioned, the style or whatever. So I love to double weft. Like I said, it makes the process faster, and you can also get in more hair, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and double weft this hair all the way up to the top, well, to the leave out area. So if you have noticed, I am going ahead and beginning to bring my tracks all the way around towards the front on the other side, where we're going to have our asymmetrical cut, the longer side. I'm starting to curve those parts to bring it around so we can start to build up that side over there. But this will be the last track going around for this side of the head, on the left side of her head where the leave out is, because I'm going to bond that last 2 tracks, because, you know, it is double wefted. You know, right up there, you want to go right up to the part and just lay it down nice and flat, nice and clean. Throughout your quick weave, you can spray spritz as you go along, and, you know, blow dry it if you feel like the track is going to slip. But this is why I like to use the 30-second Pro, because it literally dries in 30 seconds, okay? So that's the difference between the regular bond-in glue and the 30-second Pro glue. The 30-second literally takes 30 seconds, okay? But now that I'm done adding all the tracks on that other side, now we're going to focus on the longer side of the asymmetrical bob. And basically it's just like puzzle pieces, okay? So you just basically want to cut, paste, cut, fit it in, paste, cut, fit it in, paste, like that. With that being said, I'm going to continue to add more black tracks, and when I get closer to the top, that's when we're adding our highlights. And now it's time for the fun part, color tease, color tease. So yes, now it's time to take the color tracks and add it to the top. Now when you want to just create that highlight look at the top on your longer side, because y'all know this is like a trending look where everybody's adding like that splash of color on the longer side of their bobs. So that's why I wanted to do that look, but I also wanted to make it fall inspired for our series, and that's why I chose to go with the colors that I am using, okay? And when you do this highlight bob, you don't have to do it throughout the whole head. If you know, for the highlight look on that side, you literally just need to take like a few of the tracks at the top of your bob and bond that in and get as much color as you can, so your last 2 or 3 tracks can just be the normal color of whatever of the color of the bob that you're doing, and it would just all blend into perfection. So the first color I went with was the red. Then I'm going in, well, I went in with the blonde. Now I'm going in with the orange on top of that blonde, and then I'm going to go back in with another red piece and one more blonde piece. So honestly I use 2 reds, 1 orange, and 2 blonde pieces. Then I'm going to go back on top of that to close up the bob with that color one once again. That way we can kind of make sure everything blends in perfectly. So just glue in a few tracks, and that's why y'all see I only color just a little bit, because it really does not require a half a pack, and it dang sure don't require no whole pack. You just literally want that color splash right at that tippy top of your bob, and then you go back in with your natural color. And like I mentioned, I'm double wefting this last track, and that will give us our 3 full tracks to close up that bob. Now once I do that, I will go ahead and take a tad bit of bio silk and rub it throughout the hair before I begin to hot comb it down at the root area of the bob, and then we will get into the cuts. So now let's get into this cut, guys. Now today I'm gonna be using some regular hair store scissors. I do not have any shears, but we're still gonna cut the heck out of this bob, okay? So I like to start my guideline with the shorter side of the bob. So what I did was go ahead and make my guideline cut to where, you know, like how short I want it to be. And as I go around the bob, I'm just going to grab a piece from the I'm gonna grab a piece from a section that's already cut. Excuse me, guys. And then I'm going to just even it up with, you know, the side that's already been cut. And then I'm going to show you guys how I still go in after cutting it even and just clipping away any extra flyaways. But we're going to get like majority of the cut done, the basic, you know, go around. Then I'm going to show you guys how I clean it up. So now that I'm about halfway with my cut, I just want to check it out and clean it up. And as you can see, it's looking very clean and sharp. But I'm still going to go in and just cut those little flyaways there at the bottom, just so we could get a super, super clean cut bob, okay? And it's definitely giving a clippers effect, okay, baby? Listen, Shay scissor hands, we ain't playing, okay? We're gonna get that thing real clean, real sharp, that'll cut your neck up, all right? So I'm just gonna continue to go around and continue to cut that bob up and continue to put her hair down, as I go along, just to make sure we are keeping it nice and clean and sharp. And we just gave it a nice spin, so now it's time to go ahead and clean it up. So I'm going to tilt her head down and make sure I'm cutting away all those extra, you know, those extra straggly, stringy, uneven hairs, just to make sure the cut is perfect. And as far as for your asymmetrical cut side, make it nice and clean and as sharp as you can. Do the best you can to angle that up perfectly and make sure it's a nice clean cut. And now it's time to bump up the wig. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip this hair up. And I'm just going to go in with my Babyliss Pro Prima 3000 flat iron and just bump the ends up. Don't give it Grandma Shirley and Barbara. Please don't give it that, you know, that extra hard bump. Like, this ain't B2K, baby. We don't need to bump like that. You just want to tap the end just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You want to mostly flat iron it, and at the end just slightly give it a quick little okay? And we're gonna do that all around the head because I hate them hard curl overdid bobs, okay? We want to keep it clean, keep it cute, keep it simple. And as you can, y'all see the cut, baby, don't play. Yes, real reactions, baby. I'm watching this thing and doing this voiceover. But nevertheless, y'all, as you're bumping, you can go ahead, and if you see any hairs out of place, trim it up. As you see what I'm doing, bumping, trimming it up if I see any hair out of place, because we're going to make sure this is a raw cut bob. And that's on me, and that's on period. So yes, I'm going to do this all around, so y'all just continue to keep watching. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And if you watching and you always coming back to my channel but you ain't subscribed yet, what is you doing, baby? Just go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on them bells. That way you always on point when I upload. And as y'all can see, the colors are blending so pretty. I'm loving the highlights it is giving, okay? A part of me saying it's giving fire, and another part of me it says giving fall. But either way it goes, it's laid. So if you feel like it's giving fire, drop some flames. If you feel like it's still giving fall, drop some leaves. If you feel like it's giving both, drop both of them down in the comments and show some love, y'all. And don't forget to like the video so we can push these videos out to a wider audience, okay, y'all? But yes, I'm curling this thing on up. It's so pretty. I love the highlights. It's giving. And once I finish bumping all of this, we're going to go ahead and focus on the leave out. So now it's time to lay this leave out. And for those who don't know, Nika is 100% natural, okay? I know y'all seen that taping video and y'all see she get real kuta kente up in the roots, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and silk this thing out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I unravel the braid and I just kind of pre-straighten it with a hot comb. And now I'm gonna take my favorite, the Glam Wax Stick, y'all know of course by the brand, and I'm going to apply that wax on the roots and on the ends of the hair and a little bit in the middle, and we're going to flat iron that bone straight. And for this section of the leave out, guys, I'm just going to press it out as is. I'm not going to add any wax to it. I'm just going to hot comb it and flat iron it out. And the reason why I'm not adding no silk to this, no wax stick to this, because I don't want it to be, you know, greasy, because I'm going to be swooping the hair with holding spray. So I don't want to add any grease or oils to this part of the hair. So I'm just going to hot comb and flat iron it as is, as straight as possible, because like I mentioned, I will be using holding spray to do her baby hairs. So now I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same steps to this side, taking my hot comb, pressing it out, then going in with the wax stick, applying the wax, and then of course flat ironing the hair straight. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Pump It Up spritz and just kind of mold my leave out into place. The reason why I'm using Pump It Up spritz with Nika, because her hair frizzes up very easily, and if it didn't, then I would have just left it soft and natural. But because her hair does frizz up easily, we have to add some type of holding to her leave out to keep it, you know, to stay put. So I'm taking a little Pump It Up, spraying it on her leave out, combing it through, and then going in with the blow dryer and blow drying it into place. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and then I'm going to do the baby hair. Also, because Nika hair is longer, we are gonna have to trim that for the bob, just to make sure like it's nothing hanging from the bottom of the bob. So if necessary, you got just let your clients know, like, hey, I'm gonna have to clip a little piece for your bob. But most of the time they know, especially they know their hair is a little lengthy in the front. So I'm just going to blend everything together, and then I'm going to mold the other side, and then we're gonna get into the baby hair. So for the baby hair, I will be molding her edges down with the Eden's black spray. Not black spray as in a color, but the black can of the Eden spray. Eden or Eben, whatever it's called. Nevertheless, I'm going to be using that. So I'm just going to spray it onto my edge brush. And I'm just having her hold the blow dryer. And I'm just going to swoop with my hands and my fingers. Try to keep the hairs as straight as possible. And then I end up switching to another edge brush because, you know, the Brussels is more wider. And just really smoothing and swooping it the best to your ability. You know, because every hair texture is different. So just try to mold it and swoop it the best way you can. But I'm also parting off a little section here that I want her to hold, because that's going to be used for her little baby hair that I'm going to curl up or whatever like that. So just go in with the Eden spray as much as you need to just really get it nice and laid. And then after I do that, I'm going to comb and smooth everything in. And the last thing I would do is curl that sideburn, swoop that up, and then black spray the hair. And now I'm just curling up that sideburn, getting it real curled, real nice and tight. That way it loops all around itself, because her side is long, but we want to give off the illusion that it's not. Then I'm going to take a little holding spray and, of course, just mold the root of her hair right there. That way the rest of it could just kind of curl and go with the flow. So I went ahead and did that, and this is what it looks like here on the side. Very simple, very quick, very easy. And the last thing we're going to do is just go ahead and black spray it up a little bit around the, you know, I lay my comb in the part and black spray around it. Don't go too black spray heavy now. Be careful, because if you get black spray everywhere, you just ruined the whole dang on style, y'all. So be careful with that whole that black spray. So just lightly spray, place the comb in it, get it in there. I filled in her edges a little bit, and that was that. So here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Fall color highlighted, well, faux highlighted bob look. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be a fun series. Yeah, first episode of Fall For Me Slay series. So stay tuned for more, y'all. See y'all on the next video. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe.